Hello everyone, and welcome back to more Super Mario Land 2 6 Golden Coins DX. And in this episode, we're going to be making our way over to what is known as the unique zone in this game. This is the Mario Zone. This entire zone just based around ourselves, and we're going to see some interesting stuff that they do with this. As you can see from the very start upon entering the foot, it's a whole bunch of gears. I guess that one doesn't really make any sense, but even still, I find it different sort of design. Coming to think of it now, when I look at this place, it reminds me of Toy Time Galaxy from Mario Galaxy, which has been out for quite a while now. Oh my god, that was back in 2007, so that's now going on for about 13 years. And this game is, oh man, even older than that, so how time flies, I suppose. One thing I do want to talk about though is the power-ups, because I mentioned in episode 1 that there's only 2 of them in this game. I mean, true, there's 2 of them being the Bunny Mario and Fire Mario, but it is true that basically Super Mario, whenever you collect a Super Mushroom and collecting a Starman, they are power-ups too, so basically there's 4. I just thought I'd point that out in case you was like a bit curious about it. These enemies right here, I'm going to display the name for you right now, because I have no idea how to pronounce this, as I am really bad at pronunciations, but I've always referred to them as screw enemies. And they don't even have any faces or anything, and that's what kind of stands out to me the most as I play through this area or so. Now, there's actually no secret areas in the Mario Zone. All of the other zones that we've been to, there's been like little hidden exits that we need to find. Yeah, Mario Zone lacks that completely. I like how, as well as I play through this, it's just part of my instincts to always press down in time to the music. You might see me do that a lot whenever it comes to this music in particular. In fact, at a thing called Awesome Games Done Quick, there was this dude one time that made up the lyrics to some of these songs, and it's so catchy. One of them in particular is going to be when we get to the final zone, which will be a little bit later on, but not too long as far as I remember. I also have about 69 lives, so that sure is different in places. Anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and collect Bunny Mario for this, and try to do this. Usually, if I was speedrunning this, I would kind of just skip through this completely, but for the sake of completion rate and just collecting as many coins as possible, I felt like showing you the proper way that you're supposed to do it. I love how also I accidentally did like the tapping of the ears in time with the music at the end. That was unintentional, but you know what? I will gladly take it. The crane side of things, by the way, if you press the A button immediately, you are always guaranteed a magic carrot. So just bear that in mind if you ever want to get those in particular. Okay, so with level 1 done, the second one's located in a bit of an odd place. What one's this gonna be? Balls. Balls. How charming. One thing I might as well explain about this sort of time is something that I've looked back on when it comes to me explaining about the music. I mentioned that I liked Super Mario Land's music more than this one. I did, but I wasn't saying that Super Mario Land 2's music is bad. It's not bad, it's just it's more experimental, it's more basic. That's the thing. If I find like a tune that I'm going to find myself listening to on a journey and that, it's most likely going to be Super Mario Land. But all these tunes that you do hear in Super Mario Land 2 are just really great. So I just thought I'd throw that out there in case you're like, oh man, you're saying like the soundtrack sucks for Super Mario Land 2. I'm like, nah mate, I'm not saying that at all. The bear enemy that I just destroyed right there, a bit of a gruesome way to put it, is literally called a bear. Funnily enough. Which makes it a lot easier for me, Nintendo. And the interesting thing with the bears is that they haven't reappeared in any of the other Mario titles after this one, but they did make a cameo on the Game Boy camera. There was a printing screen that you could get to, because you need to get ink in order to print out some of the images with the Game Boy. It had a doctor or professor on the front of the screen, but it also had one of those bears on the balls in the background running around, which I found out when I was like looking at it one time and thought, oh wow, that's sure different in some sort of places. What I'm trying to do right here is do this thing which I noticed upon my time playing. If you look at the upper side of a screen, you'll notice that now you can see the items The one to the left is the fire flower, but the one over here was the bunny hood. Sometimes I call it bunny hood, sometimes I call it magic carrot. I don't know why, I just do that for some reason. I just want to point that out because you might find that if you go towards that, you're going to get the wrong one in particular. Alright, that's enough about balls. Let's go see what's in the mouth of Mario. That is some phrasing right there. But either way, this is level 3, and the first enemy that I would like to speak about is this fella right here. This is a Jack-in-the-Box. I think you can see why. And you're only ever going to find them if you hit the question mark blocks, and they will only appear in Mario Zone. I'm pretty sure all the other levels do not have that. I feel like that's the main thing whenever it comes to each zone. Each zone has this unique enemy that you're just not going to see at all ever again. It's some sort of like brief moment or so. It was an interesting take, you know, that Gunpei Yokoi did when it came to the Mario Land games. Mario Land 1, though, had even weirder enemies and backstory. There was even like a weird manga of it and all sorts. It's kind of bizarre, but even still. There's a secret area to our right over here, which I can't quite access as I don't really have Fire Mario. So what I'm going to be doing is, when I clear this level, I'm just going to transition back to that, just to make you guys aware about it. There's another Jack-in-the-Box right there. I don't really see them as much of a point, though, to be enemies, because they don't really pose much of a threat, and they jump in the opposite direction, so they're not even in my way. This is the crane. I don't like taking the crane because it takes a while, so what I do instead is I do a super jump, because if you hold the up on the D-pad and jump, Mario will jump higher than usual, and because of that you can just skip out the whole entire crane game, and it's much better that way. This is the thing that I like. All the slow parts in this game, you can just cut out if you properly utilize some of the power-ups and whatnot. Sure, it's basic power-ups, but they are very effective when you figure out ways around it. But anyway, let's just go back into that zone and show the secret area. Okay, moving back to this area, how about we just go upward and see what lies behind those blocks? It's like I said before though, it's not really going to be anything amazing, it's just a bunch of coins, and what does the question mark contain? A 1-up. That's all it is, but now you know. Also, our enemy counter is at 99. Just saying. And now we're going to move on to the final level of the zone, which is inside his cap, and it appears that all he thinks about, in all this time, is Lego. Wait, Lego? Lego? They were foreshadowing all along, and we never knew about it. Coming out to this area right here, though, is the part which I consider to be one of the hardest areas in the game, if I'm going to be honest. Mainly just because when it comes to collecting some of the coins in this part, I can never have a run where I can collect them all without taking damage from these spins, just because I can never seem to understand the pattern of each one. They are all so different, and there's no correlation between them, and it just throws me off half the time, so I didn't even bother to get that last coin over there. But we're about to get the other Starman. I did not intend to get like the 1-up in time with the music at the end. I just thought I'd show that off in full because I did show it last time, but I cut it off a little bit at the end because of a thing that happened, so now you know what they actually are. And I don't recommend doing a spin jump on those buzzsaws right there, because if you do that, you're gonna die, or at least take a hit in particular, because in Mario World you can bounce off them as much as other objects in Mario World, but this one doesn't seem to do it. Now, about this boss here. These are known as the 3 little pig heads, and whilst I fight them, I'm going to be telling you about the backstory behind this, because it is really dumb, and I damn love it. So, much like the fairy tale, the 3 little pigs, they are being on the lookout for this huffing and puffing wolf, basically. And they've met Mario, and they honestly think that he is out to steal their home. I am not joking. This is literally from a guide from Nintendo Power. It is an official thing, and I just think it is genius. But that's all it takes for the bus. 2 more coins remain. This LP is going by really fast, but I mean, this is a Game Boy game, so it's not going to be the longest game in the universe. So it's a good time to mark off the episode here. In the next episode of Super Mario Land 2 6 Golden Coins DX, we'll be moving onward to the next zone. Take care, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I will see you all in the next episode.